dingoes, but like a dingo versus a cow, like unless the cow is sick, it's not going down. And then you've got fucking kangaroos that want to drown people. You don't follow a kangaroo into any body of water. That's just logic. It will drown the fuck out of you. You go up north, you got fucking cassowaries as well. So they're also close to dinosaurs. They're giant ass birds with talons about the size of your fucking hand. You do not ever go near those. Like, there's all sorts of shit. I'm not supposed to... Am I supposed to be going that way? Doesn't look like it. It just looks like a random platform. Maybe there's... Yeah, this is it. Something made a noise that way. Whoops. That's the Salone cows. They basically are. Like, have you seen the meme of a cow eating a snake? And people are like, I'm confused by the ecosystem in Australia, like how it works. It's basically that. Like, they won't hesitate to like snack on like dead animals and stuff like that for meat. That cows are fucking wild. I also remember seeing some other meme that involved like the bird hierarchy or something like that, and I'm like, it's not far off. Like, basically, the funny thing is, like, if you're in suburbia, Australia's like not too bad, right? As soon as you start actually going out rural or bush, you're kind of like, unless you know what you're doing, you're fucked. You're fucked up. It's one of those, if you've got the survival skills, you might last a while. If you don't, you're not going to live. Nobody's seeing you come back. There's a weapons bag as well. God, they had a lot of stuff in this room. I'm still not finding the book that I need. Hey, a bear and a wolf. Oh, shit. No. Watch out for snakes in the toilets. Oh yeah, that's not even a joke. Also, you get frogs in the toilet as well. That's frustrating. Like I said, like my grandparents were country, so I have like a small amount of experience with this. But you go to the toilet and there's this big ass like green frog sitting there looking at you while you're like, man, I just want to sit down and use it, you know. So then you have to either get the frog out of the toilet so it doesn't get flushed into like the septic tank or something, or if you're in a hurry, you just have to like pray that frog will forgive you. But yeah, that's one thing. Then there's the giant ass spiders that also like to hide in and around toilets as well. And then you've got and then you've got the snakes. Snakes also like to hang around it, especially in summer because it's cool. It's cooler, and anywhere where there's like any kind of source of water and stuff like that is refreshing for them and comfortable. So they'll more likely hang out there. Like if you're in the cities and stuff like that, or in suburbia, you don't get that kind of thing. That is a rural Australia problem. But yeah, I could tell you what, it's never quite as terrifying as sitting down and a frog jumping up and hitting your backside while you're trying to use the toilet because you didn't see it while you sat down. Like, that is honestly one of the worst things. It's not quite as bad as like having to tentatively lift up the lids just to check if there's a fucking spider in there. That's not as bad. But yeah, and of course, yeah, you get the giant spiders of Australia as well. I saw, if you've ever seen Harry Potter, so this was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. So somebody did a Halloween decoration for Harry Potter and for Halloween. And they got, Aragog, the giant spider, and they propped him up on the house, and it looked amazing. I need to find it to share it or whatever, but it looked absolutely amazing. But at the same time, it 100% just looked like a larger Australian spider was just chilling on the roof of this place. And I'm like, I could just imagine the arachnophobic people that are seeing that on their drive home to their house, screaming, nope, 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 as they're like careening down the street as fast as possible to get away from this giant ass spider. Like, I definitely know a few people that would probably set the house on fire just to make sure, just in case it was real, you know? And I don't blame them either. Like, the worst thing is, I've noticed, you get one giant spider, and within about a week, you get a second giant spider somewhere close by. Aragon. It's called, right? Yeah, I think it's either Aragog or Aragon or something like that. I'm not sure. It's close. It's very close. I feel like it's close. But yeah, I just know that image alone was pretty fucking terrifying. Like, the one on the front of it wasn't, but the one that they set up on the roof was flawless. It would have scared the shit out of like any casual Australian. You are, and there you are. Whoa, hello. Yeah, no, the whole thing about like getting multiple spiders at a time is pretty awful. It took me a while to figure it out because you'd normally get one big spider, and if you're the kind of person that just sprays them or whatever and lets them like run off, you would think maybe it's the same one, but it's not. And the only way I worked it out is when I spray a spider, I put a can on top of it. I put the can of spray on top of it because the spiders are, I'm not exaggerating, the spiders are huge enough that you actually have to snap their legs with the can to make sure they don't lift it and walk off in most cases. I'm not exaggerating. They are tank. Especially if you get the ones that like live in any kind of like fruit or nut trees. Those things are fucking little muscle-bound things. I had that at one of my houses. I lived next door to a macadamia tree, and that was fucking awful. The spiders that came off that thing could honestly just do weightlifting. Like, they looked at me back in like the peak of my weightlifting. I was like, do you even lift? And I'm like, not as much as you, mate. Not as much. But yeah, I normally make sure to break their legs with the can so that they can't run off or can't push it off. And because of that, I found out that while one spider is under the can, about a few days later, a second spider will appear. That guy is getting ripped up by a wolf. Yeah. So that's the only way I actually learned that we get like multiple spiders. And it's usually if one female spider calls in, you get like two male spiders. One usually is the same size as her, and one is usually a little bit smaller than her. So you normally get up to 3. So yeah, that always sucks. Spider with the spider plagues in Australia, whole fields covered. Okay, yes, so that did happen. I was not in the areas where that specifically happened, but there was something similar that happened to me in my last house. And so, like, I'm arachnophobic, but I can deal with killing them, right? I'm capable of getting rid of them. So in my old house, I had a really skinny driveway up to my townhouse, just like kind of like a unit complex kind of thing, except that they're 2 stories. And I walked outside one morning, and the entire driveway, the length of the driveway from my house to the fence adjacent from it, was covered just like probably about at 6 foot tall in spiderwebs, the entire length. And there was just probably 7 spiders per meter square, maybe. Not afraid of what I can kill. Yeah, well, I can take down spiders. I know some people that cannot be near them to get rid of them, and that's probably the worst thing. Is like you literally are stuck in a space where you know you've got something that you don't like being near, and you can't get rid of it. That's probably the worst thing. well, not that button. I want this one. They're going to get through eventually. But yeah, this area that had like the shit ton of spiders was just awful. I walked out and there was just so many spiders per meter. And there were big spiders too. They were golden orb weaving spiders, which you can look up. They're massive. They're about the size of your hand, except they're the spiky type of spider. They're, as far as I understand, not harmful. They can't harm humans. However, that doesn't stop them being spiders, unfortunately. Which is 90% of where my issue with them is. So I ended up... I mean, I got out... there was nothing I could do that morning. I got out, moved my car, and went to work, fully knowing that around my house was inundated with spiders at the time, and that I was coming home to that. So I basically devised a plan. Instead of going to gym that day, I just decided to go home, and I think I parked my car up the road a little bit because there was just so fucking many. Like, this whole colony of spiders had just taken off in the wind and just set up, like, all around the place, all around the suburb. It was just thick with them. And I ended up going and getting my rake and just going and taking down whatever cobwebs I could find. And I guess I probably didn't successfully kill a lot of the spiders. I mostly just, like, brained them with a rake. But, I mean, they moved off. And they didn't move into my house. So that was the main thing. Can't return my homework. It's got spiders. Look, this was one of those cases where I actually did think about setting the entire webbing on fire. And then I realized that it was going to catch fire to trees and it was going to catch fire to my house. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. So yeah, that was one of those times where I got close to setting shit on fire. But it was funny. My neighbors love spiders in that place. And they were so pissed that I was doing anything to them. And the funny thing was that the golden orb weaver has such a strong web that even with a rake, it was struggling to take it out of the trees and fences and stuff like that. So I ended up like really like putting some effort into it. I got rid of it all. And yeah, our area got rid of it. But down the street though, I had to drive past this on my way to work every day. It was just, they had the big ones. They obviously had the parents. They had the full-size ones in like a colony of them. Just totally took over this one person's yard that had like the right height trees for it. And that was awful. It looked like a Halloween decoration, except it was real. And I'm like, okay, well, that's what that actually looks like. Can I hit this? No. Some of them you can hit, some of them you can't. It's not supposed to go this way. I could be getting all this fuel, but I don't really need it. Where are you? There we go. Yeah, okay. I thought he wasn't going to die then. I'm like, oh, I'll have to kill him. This looks like it goes places. I don't know. I'm told I've got some of the worst fucking spider stories just because of... I don't know. I just get spiders, and I don't just get one or two. I get, like, fucking little colonies of them, and then I have to deal with that. Like, I had one in my last place that looked like a hermit crab, and I almost touched it, because I'm like, the fuck is that? Like, it was crawled up next to my couch, and I'm like, the hell is this thing? I'm like, I've never seen something like this. I'm like, I had just moved into the house, and I thought maybe, just maybe, that when the people who previously owned it moved out, maybe they couldn't find the hermit crab. I'm like, oh, somebody's left their pet behind. That's sad. And I almost touched it. I'm like, no, wait. I don't know what this thing actually is. I'm just going to grab a pencil and give it a poke first. As soon as I gave it a poke, the fucking thing sprung up to life and, of course, returned into its spidery shape. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I nearly touched a spider. I've stood on one. Not crushed it, but I've stood on one barefoot. That was fucking awful. That's an imprint of something I never needed to know what that sensation felt like. I've been chilling on the couch and just had one on the other side of the couch seat with me. Like, it was just there. It's so bad. Like I said, I've got some of the worst fucking stories. And I'm not sure why I have so many. Like, that's only a couple as well. I won't go into all of them, but that's only a couple. And that's already bad enough. But yeah, I'm that person that if there's a fucking spider, it finds me. Like, what's the Russian meme? It's like, you don't visit Russia, Russia visits you. Like, that's what happens with spiders. I'm not really sure which order I'm supposed to take these rooms. I'm looking for, like, the nightstands and stuff, because some of them will have books. Most of them have clothes, which is perplexing, that these places all have so much clothing. I'm just glad that I found the one room that had the dog in it before it growled at me. I don't do... Are you in here or are you downstairs? How did I miss you? Okay. I think that the worst is I stepped barefoot on a wasp. Yeah, see, I don't know how I'd go with wasps and stuff. This is open. Oh man, try not to sneeze. Hold up. Okay. So I don't know if I'm in any capacity allergic to bees and wasps. Now, I don't want to sneeze. Like, oh shit, I'm on the roof. I know that my family is allergic to bees, and by proxy, a couple of like waspy kind of creatures. I've been stung by, I think, a paper wasp before, which in Australia is like a really low level wasp. It's tiny. They often just make like these like really soft hivey nest sort of things in all sorts of really weird places. But like generally speaking, they don't swarm or anything. Mate, you didn't have to come and get shot. Yeah, paper wasps aren't too bad. They're more of a, you find them somewhere stupid like your mailbox or something. But they generally don't really hurt. I've been stung by one of them and I didn't have any reaction. I didn't have any swelling or whatever. But I don't know how strongly I might react to like getting stung by a bee based on like the rest of my family. I would hope to never have to encounter that, honestly. But, you know, sometimes you just find a bee. Alright, mate, you'll get to me soon enough. I'm kind of losing space. I have found all this ammo that I do not need. Alright. I'll probably, if there's a trader nearby, I might swing past one and sell some of my ammo. Since in the snow, I don't use that much ammo. I use some, I just don't use nearly as much as like the undead area. Not undead, wastelands. I'm gonna drink some of my Coke I forgot about. I have a giant ass whiskey ice cube in it, so it's still like pretty freaking cold. Okie dokie, let's get in here. Ah, I see you. No leg for you. I'm actually surprised that stayed attached. Shut that. I felt like there was just going to be a dog in the kitchen or something like that. I'm like, this would be the place, wouldn't it? I'm starting to wonder some of the details on these guys, like the biker guy that has the spider skull tattoo on his stomach. I've never noticed that. I'm starting to wonder if they've added in extra details to these guys, and I'm just only now noticing. Search that while I get hit. And you go. Like, this guy looks like the awesomest level of, like, scary. Like, his face just looks like it's at that level of zombie that you want. I would be scared, like, absolutely scared shitless if I had to deal with a human that looked like that in real life. Mind you, the glowing eyes is, like, its own sort of thing. I thought that was a book, and my brain just went, double read it. His smile. Mate, his smile was on point, don't get me wrong. Like, he needs a little bit of whitening action, but, you know, I'm nothing against, like, you know, teeth not being white. His were just a little redder than I'm used to. Is this where I'm supposed to be going? Maybe. Oh, shit. Yes, this is where I'm supposed to be going. Actually, that was a pretty good fall, I'm not gonna lie. That guy's gone down there. I'll find them in a minute. This is obviously where I'm supposed to have gone. Yeah, no, go for it. Work for a bit. Yeah. Appreciate you hanging around and going into lurk mode while you prepare stuff. Oh yeah. At least they cleared a pathway for me to get out. That's nice. Okie dokie. Can't go back that way. Even though that's there, so that's fine. There's one. Oh, okay, so sneak damage is enough to kill you with one shot, but nothing fucking else is. It's fine, I guess. I'll never unsee that tattoo now, actually. I feel like, what else have you got on you? You got a skull on your arm? That kind of looks like cake to me, not gonna lie. It's mom. Another skull. Is that like a devil thing? No, that's just a skull. Well, that's kind of cool. Not gonna lie, like, I appreciate details in games. I'll go back down here. Let's see. Came through here. I might as well just wait for him to bust down the door and then I can leave this place. Usually most of these places give you a way out, which I may have ignored. I maybe just didn't see it. I'm just going to sit here and eat stuff while this guy takes the door down for me. He won't be long. He's probably like 3 levels of door away from it. I haven't given her water for a while. I should give her the bottled water. I don't get that often. Let's keep drinking it. Okay. Move that over. I guess you're pretty hydrated. We'll get rid of the beer. Get rid of that water. He's almost through. There we go. Thank you. Well, that was kind of good timing. It gave her a chance to get some food and all that sort of stuff. Have I gone through that one? Possibly? Where am I? I'm down here. Okay, so I've got to just go back and grab that drop. It's over here. God only knows if I can even carry whatever it's got in it. At the level of fullness that she's at, I kind of don't have a lot of space. Where is the trader? All the way up the top. Right. Okay, and there's another drop over there. We'll see how we go. I feel like it didn't take me that long to get down this line. Hey, that's a pretty good spot. Get rid of you, and I probably don't have the room for that, but let's open it anyway. I did. I just don't need to carry it. Cool. All right. Well, let's get back over here. Now I'll line up my new stripe to go back down. Pretty sure I'm going this way. I wouldn't mind trying to do this in like a spiral design of like going inwards, but at the same time, I know I'd confuse myself. I'm bad enough with directions. I reached this rooftop, maybe. Ooh, nearly. I recognize the type of house that this is. No, not that. I'm at the new one. Sweet. So I want to come all the way back up and through to here. I feel like there's like less houses, but that place looks huge. So maybe not. The fact that they've been like on some of these blocks 2 or 3 has been a bit much. This one looks like, apart from here and here, the rest of it looks like it's pretty straightforward, whatever this place is. I'm not sure. I'm curious to see what that is. I'll get to it soon. All right. Yeah, where am I supposed to go in here? Over here? Probably. Oh my god, it's the vet. Oh. Alright. Just expect right now that at some point in time I'm going to flinch so hard my mouse is just going to spiral out of control for a moment. I do not like going through this place. There's a lot of the specific like green area dogs you get. Like the wolf over there, totally cool with that, right? It makes a different noise, but the dogs scare the shit out of me. And I know there's a few in here. Not necessarily inside the building. I know there's a person behind here. I don't think they're in the building. I think they're out the back, but I can't fucking confirm it until I go through here. Should be a zombie that drops down there in a moment. I've really made a mental note of this place as best I fucking can. I think there should be a dog in there. I wish I had grenades. Let's try sneaking. Snake. Okay, I knew there was an animal in there. Keep my sneak mode on for a minute, just to give me a little bit of extra safety. And yes, I'm fully aware of how much of a wuss I am going through this. That's my prerogative to be that wussy. Alright. Let's see. I got some silver, that's kind of good. Should be... There's not a dog here. There should be one over there, I think. I'm going to do this quietly. Stealthily. Get up on this bird feeder. There's a couple of people. I feel safe already being up on this bird feeder thing. I like that in a zombie apocalypse, it's not the zombies that bother me. It's legitimately the dogs. Which, to be fair, would still actually be a problem, because if dogs happen to contract it, like if animals happen to contract the zombieism stuff or whatever in an apocalypse, like I would be more fucked over from that because I wouldn't react well to the dogs, and I'd be too tempted to pat a cat until like making sure that it was like not a zombie and stuff like that. Like I would have to check that it's not a zombie and pattable before, you know, anything else. I feel like there should be dogs. There's one. Maybe I can stand up on this because I feel like there should be. I can't see him in there, but there should be. Oop. Okay, but look at where I'm supposed to climb that. Surprise. There is one. You sneaky prick. You just scared the shit out of me in a minute. I know it. Bet there's probably fucking one in this building too. I can't feel safe. Okay. Zombies I can deal with. Zombies I can deal with. Okay, come on. Are you gonna get down into that room, or are you thinking about it? Sometimes she gets stuck on stuff, not gonna lie. It's more of like a pathing issue. Okay, that one's locked. I remember getting a lot of zombies in here last time I came through. Bookshelves, that would be good. Could you imagine if this whole time the book's actually just been of vets and I've just been avoiding it for most of the start of the game? That would be infuriating. What is that? Get some food. Actually feed her some food. Get rid of berries. What's wrong, Azula? Are you liquid, are you? Are you gonna just, like, liquid out of your bed? Looking at Azula, and she's in that, like, cat liquid position that they get into when they, like, slowly, like, just slide out of a thing. Okay, might actually have some food. No, bone. That's not gonna help me. There's got to be more dogs out here. I know it. None so far. Zombie. I can deal with that. More zombies. I know I've got to get up there. I don't think there's any dogs in this thing. If there are, I'm not cool with it. Where are you, mate? Okay, that seemed like a lot less dogs than I remember these places having. Normally they've got like 4 to 6. At least that's what I recall. So unless they've decided to tone down the amount of dogs in the vet, which I'm okay with if that's the case, but if it's just like a one-off situation and next time